Do you feel that ash deep in your soul, a longing for sommeron no longer here, wondering if they can still see you, if the love that once bound you still truly exists, or the other side of life? This is not just kf you are feeling. It is a sacred and profound question that echoes in the Kier moment. It is the langage of a heart that knows love does not simply end with a last breath. Saint Carlo Acutis, the young cyber apostle who lived with one foot in heaven, understood this celestial connexion. He saw the invisible threads that link our world to the eternal with divine clarity. He left us a powerful révélation about this very mystery, a care to understanding how the soul, once it is freed from the body, perceives the world, and more importantly, how it still perceives you. The secret, he confirmed, is not in trying to see them, but in understanding how asterisk they asterisk see us now. Theirs is not a vision of flesh and bone, but the flawless, all-knowing gaze of pure eternity. They perceive the deepest truth of your heart. They see the purity of your intention, and they feel the warmth of your paye, not as words, but as a brilliant light that reaches them directly. Today, he will teach you this profound truth. He will guide you to transform your paix and your doubts into a certain and eternal communion of peace, just as Carlo understood and experienced in his life. He will give you the paix of the soul's sight. It is a practice inspired by his holy teachings to purify your heart and finally allow you to feel this sacred, unbreakable spiritual connection. This is not about seeing apparitions or hearing voices from beyond. It is about something far more real and intimate. It is about aligning your soul with theirs, feeling their unending love and peace. So stay with me, because what I am about to reveal will not only answer your deepest question, but it will also give you a holy way to continue your relationship with them in love and in light. Before I share this sacred paix with you, I ask for a small bit powerful act of faith, a conscious choice to open your heart to this divine truth and to the eternal connexion that await you. This journée requires your full participation. It is not something to be passively watched, but a grace to be actively received. Your soul must consent to this healing and this pure communion. So I invite you to go to the comment below. As an act of pure intention, a paix from your own heart, I want you to write these 5 simple but powerful words. I believe in eternal love. This is far more than a simple comment on a video. Consider it your first 2 step. It is a declaration to heaven that you are ready to receive this grace, that your heart is open to truth. Carlo Acutis taught us that every small act of love and faith offered to God has an infinite value. Your words are a signal, a light that pierces the veil between our worlds, seen and known. When you write these words, you are not just typing on a screen. You are aligning your will with the holy will of God, who desires this eternal communion for you more than you can ever imagine. And if you feel called to, share the first name of the person you are holding in your heart today. Let our community see their name and join you in paix. Let us lift them up to God together. Do not underestimate the sheer power of this collective act. Each comma becomes a candle lit in the darkness, a chorus of souls all declaring their belief in a love that death cannot conquer. Let go of any hesitation. Your longing is not a sign of weakness. It is the true echo of an eternal bond. It is a holy and sacred part of you. Honor it now with this simple action. So please pause and do this. Write I believe in eternal love in the comment below. This small act of faith will prepare your soul for the profound révélation that is about to come next. Now that your heart is open, let us go deeper. This truth was not exclusive to Carlo. It is our ancient wisdom passed down through the saints who truly saw the invisible fabric of God's love. Carlo Acutis, in his great wisdom, stood on the shoulder of Jar. He drew from deep wells of faith dug by holy soul before him, those who had already pierced the sacred veil. And no one saw the spiritual world with more clarity, more pure love, than the humble povero Saint Francis of Assisi. His life was a testam to seeing with the soul's pure eyes. Farsis taught us that creation itself is a langage. The sun, moon, and animal all spoke to him of God, but his greatest lesson was in seeing the divine within the human soul. Consider his most profound encounter, the story of the Lepé. This was not just a story of charity, it was a révélation of sight, a lesson for all eternity on how love truly perceives. In Francis's time, Lepé were the living dead, outcast, feared, and reviled by all. Their physical decay was seen as a sign of their soul's corruption, a terrifying sight to behold. Farsis himself admitted that the sight and smell of them filled him with a deep, instinctual horror. His human sense screamed at him to run, to turn away, to protect himself from it. But one day, while riding his horse, he came upon a Lepé on the road, and in that moment, a gas from heaven pierced his heart, asking him to conquer the revulsion of his own flesh. He made a choice, not with his mind, but with his soul. He dismounted his horse and walked toward the very thing his body told him to flee from. This one act would change everything. He did not see a disease. He chose to see a brother, a soul beloved by God, hidden beneath a perfect earthly veil. He looked upon the man with the very eyes of our loving Christ. And then he did the unthinkable. He reached out and embraced the Lepé. He held him close, offering not pity, but solidarity, and a divine love that saw beyond the surface of the scare. In that sacred moment, Farsis said that everything which had seemed bitter to him before, the fear, the disgust, was transformed into a sweetness of body and soul. A miracle occurred. What was this miracle? It was the activation of his soul's sight. He had bypassed the jugement of his physical eyes and looked directly into the pure, eternal soul of that suffering man. He saw what God sees, not the wounds, not the illness, not the decay of the mortal body. He saw the immortal image of Christ, a perfect soul shining brightly beneath the suffering. This, my friend, is the very same sight that your loved ones in heaven now possess. This is the profound truth that Carlo Acutis understood so well. It is the vision of pure eternity. They no longer see you through the filter of human eyes. They do not see your mistakes, your age, your weariness, or the worries that line your face. They see something much deeper. They see the truth of your soul. They see the light of your love for them, which shine like a star in their vision. They perceive your paye not as words, but as pure, warm light. This is why Carlo Acutis cherished the wisdom of Saint Francis. It is the care that unlocked this entire mystery. It confirmed that toute connexion transcends the physical realm entirely. The story of the Lepé is the ultimate proof. It shows us that true love is a faculty of the immortal soul, not the body. And because the soul is eternal, this love can never fade. Now that you understand how they see, you are prepared to learn how to feel. You are ready for the paye that attune your own heart to this same sacred, soul-deep perception. The paye is not of words, but of perception. It is called the paye of the soul's sight because it changes how you see, not what you say. This is the first step to true communion. It begins with a profound act of humility. You must first admit that your own physical eyes and human memories are veils, not windows. They often obscure the truth of what is truly real. Your loved ones are no longer bound by a physical body. So why do you insist on searching for them with your physical sense alone? This is the fundamental error we all make in our grief. The Saint Carlo understood is this: to feel their presence, you must first learn to see as they see, not with eyes of flesh, but with the purified gaze of a soul surrendered to God's love. They see your soul's light, your purest intention. They don't see the tears on your face, but the love in your heart that caused them. Their perspective is one of perfect clarity. So the prayer's first movement is purification. You must ask God to cleanse your own perception, to remove the filter of grief, memory, and even earthly attachment that cloud your vision. You must pray, Lord, wash me eyes. Let me not seek a memory of flesh, but feel the reality of a soul in your light. Remove me fear and me longing for what was, so he can see what asterhisk is asterhisk. This is not an act of forgetting them. It is an act of loving them as they are now, not as they once were. It is the purest form of love, a love that transcends time and physical form. Hamabé Saint Francis and the Lepay, his sight was purified in our instant. God removed his revulsion and replaced it with divine love. He saw the soul, not the sickness. This is our goal. Your grief, in a way, can be like Francis's revulsion. It is a powerful emotion that can blind you to the spiritual reality that is standing right in front of you, waiting to be seen. So the first part of the paye is letting go of the need to see a face, hear a voice, or touch a arm. It is our act of surrendering your sense to your soul's perception. The second movement of the paye is reception. After you have asked God to purify your sight, you must simply become still. You must create a espace within your own heart for them. This is not about straining to hear or see. It is the opposite. It is about relaxing into a state of loving awareness, trusting that their presence is a constant, like the air you breathe. In this state, you are not calling to them. You are simply opening a door in your soul that was always there, but was perhaps blocked by the noise of your own pain and your sorrow. You align your heart with theirs. You do this by focusing on a pure feeling of love, not a sad, longing love, but a peaceful, cat-feel love for the life they lived and the soul they are. This is the frequency they now exist on, the frequency of pure, untainted love in God's presence. To feel them, you must tune your own heart to this same beautiful, celestial frequency. This is what Carlo Acutis did every day before the Eucharist. He silenced his own will and his own thoughts to simply be in the presence of Jesus. He practiced this sacred form of reception. He called the Eucharist his highway to heaven. This paye, this state of being, is your own personal highway. It is a direct connection to the communion of saints, where your loved ones reside. The revelation is not a complex ritual. It is a simple, profound shift in your own focus, from actively seeking to passively receiving, from demanding a sign to becoming a sign of love yourself. They are not gone. They have simply graduated from this earthly school. They are now in the realm of truth, and they are cheering for you, praying for you with a power you cannot yet fathom. When you practice the paye of the soul's sight, you are not pulling them down to you. You are allowing your own soul to be lifted up, just for a moment, to perceive their peaceful reality. The feeling may not be a dramatique vision. It may be a sudden sense of peace that washes over you, a feeling of warmth, an unexpected memory that brings a smile instead of a tear this time. These are the two signs. These are the whispers of eternity. They are not loud, because the langage of the soul is silence, peace, and our unwavering love that you can learn to feel. This is the great secret. Your connexion was never broken. You were just trying to use the wrong tools to feel it. You were using earthly sauce to find a heavenly pizzazz. It won't work. You must use the tool of the soul, a purified heart. A heart that has surrendered its own grief to God and has asked to see with his eyes, to love with his love, and to feel his peace. This is why your intentions are so visible to them. When you pray for them, they don't hear your words. They see a beam of pure light emanating from your soul directly toward them. They experience your love as a tangible gift in heaven, and your practice of this paye opens you to feel the love they are constantly sending back to you in return. It's a two-way street. Carlo knew this truth intimately. He lived in constant conversation with the saint, not because he was a mystique with special powers, but because his heart was pure and he was always open. He simply believed in the reality of this connexion with his entire being. His faith was the care that kept the door to heaven wide open for him, even while he was still living here on earth. Your longing is not a burden. It is a homing signal. It is your soul calling out for its arm and for those who have already arrived there. This paye helps you to answer that sacred call. So to be clear, the paye is this. First, our honest plea for purification. Lord, cleanse me perception. Second, a seal, loving stat of reception. Me heart is open to feel your peace. It is a paye of being, not of doing. A paye of surrender, not of striving. You must let go of the control you think you have. You must trust in God's infinite, loving plan for all soul. The ash in your soul will begin to transform. It will change from the sharp pair of absence into a gentle, constant warmth of presence. This is the promised consolation. This is the gift. You will start to notice them in new ways. Not as a ghost in the room, but in the unexpected kindness of a stranger or the beauty of a sunset that suddenly fills your heart with their memory. Because they are part of God's love now, and God's love is everywhere. They are woven into the very fabric of creation, and you can feel them there once your own soul's eyes have been opened. This is the truth that set you free from the prison of Kiev. Your love for them is not a chain holding you to the past. It is a golden thread pulling you toward your own heavenly future. Carlo Acutis lived this freedom every single day of his short life. He was not afraid of death because he knew it was not our end, but simply a doorway to a more real and vibrant existence. He saw death as a birth into eternal life, and he knew that the relations forged in love here on earth are not erased, but are perfected and glorified in the eternal presence of our God. This is not just a comforting idea, it is a theological truth. It is the core of our faith in the communion of saints. We are all one body in Christ, whether living on earth or in heaven. The veil between worlds is much thinner than you imagine. It is as thin as a single surrendered thought, as thin as a single purified intention, as thin as a moment of pure, seal love. Stop searching for them in old photographs or empty rooms. That is where their body lived. Start feeling for them in your own care heart. That is where their soul can still touch you. This revelation is your care. The paye of the soul's sight is not magic. It is spiritual aligning. It is tuning your radio to the correct frequency to finally hear the music of heaven. You have been listening for a voice on an AM frequency when their love is being broadcast in the perfect stereo of the soul. You just needed to learn how to change the station on your heart. Practice this in the morning before the day's nuage begins. At night when the world is clear, take a moment, ask for purification, then simply open your heart and be ready to receive. Do not be discouraged if you feel nothing at first. You are retraining a spiritual muscle that may have been dormant for years. It takes time, patience, and most of all, it takes real faith. But the connexion is real. It is guaranteed by Christ's own victory over death. Your loved ones are alive in Him, and because you are also in Him, you are never, ever truly separated from them. This is the peace that surpasses all understanding, the peace Carlo knew, the peace Saint Francis found when he embraced the paix. It is the peace of seeing with the eyes of God Himself. It is the realization that love is the ultimate reality. It is stronger than death, more real than the pain you feel, and it is the very essence of the eternal life that awaits us all. You now hold the secret. It is not about them reaching you. It is about you purifying your own heart to finally perceive the love they have been sending you all along, without interruption. This changes everything. It turns your grief into a sacred conversation. It transforms your memory into an active, living communion. It turns your sorrow into a certain and unbreakable peace. But modern society teaches you to grieve incorrectly. It tells you to move on, as if love were old luggage you could simply leave behind at a station. This is a profound spiritual error. The belief that healing comes from forgetting is a lie born of fear. True healing comes not from erasing their memory, but from sanctifying it and elevating it and toi ige spiritual communion. You are not called to let go of the person you love. That would betray love itself. You are called to release your attachment to their earthly form, which was only a temporary vessel. This is a critical distinction. Letting go of them closes a door. Letting go of their physicality opens a window to the eternal, where your two relations with them can now finally begin. The world tells you to amputate the memory to stop the pair. But heaven invite you to transform that pair into a sacred page, a connexion built upon a love that can never truly die. Your relationship has not ended, it has been elevated. It has moved from the physical realm into the spiritual, a place where communication is purer, deeper, and far more meaningful. So the first correction is this: do not try to move on. Instead, seek to move asterisk upward asterisk with them, and to a new, holy understanding of a love that has been perfected beyond all flesh. This change your grief from a state of loss into a journée of transformation. You are not leaving them behind. You are learning to walk with them in an entirely new and spiritual way. Another common error is to imagine heaven as a distant place, far away among the stars. You look up at the sky in sorrow, feeling un immense and impénetrable distance between you. This is a human projection, a limitation of our three-dimensional minds. But God is not bound by space. Heaven is not a location, it is a state of being in the immediate presence of God. And since God is everywhere, that means heaven is not far away. It is all around you, interpenetrating our reality, separated only by the thinnest veil of our own limited perception. Your loved ones are not millions of miles away. In the spiritual sense, they are closer to you now than they ever were in life, unhindered by the clumsy barrier of a physical body. They are as close as your next paye, as near as your next thought of love. The distance you feel is not in space, but in the focus of your own heart and the purity of your sight. Carlo Acutis lived this truth. He knew the saints were not in a far-off land. He felt their presence in the Eucharist, in his room, in his heart. He knew the veil was truly thin. So stop looking up at the sky with a sense of separation. Instead, look inward to your own soul. That is the meeting place. That is the sacred ground where two worlds can touch. Your heart, when purified by paix and love, becomes a portal. It is a holy space where you can feel their peace and they can feel your love without any physical distance to empt it. This leads to the next correction, the desperate search for external signs. You beg for a feather, a specific song, a butterfly, hoping for a sign that they can still hear you. While God can certainly use such things to give his comfort, this focus on the external can become a spiritual tap. It keeps you looking outside when the real connexion is within. Demanding a sign is often an act of the ego, not of faith. It say, "Povit tuma." To faith say, "I believe, and I will now see in the care to feel the truth of that belief." The most powerful and undeniable sign of their presence is not a feather or the ground. It is a sudden, inexplainable peace that settles upon your heart in a moment of quiet. That peace asterisk is asterisk the communication. That warmth asterisk is asterisk the embrace. It is the langage of their soul touching you. It is far more real than any physical object you could ever find. When you practice the paix of the soul's sight, you are not asking for a sign. You are becoming receptive to the constant signal of their love that is already being broadcast to you. Stop being a seeker of evidence and become a receiver of grace. The first is filled with anxiety and doubt. The second is filled with trust, openness, and the certainty of peace. Your loved ones are not trying to send you cryptic clue. They are sending you pure love and peace. Your task is to clear your mind enough to finally be able to receive that gift. This is why silence is so important. In the noise of your demand for signs, you can miss the gentle whisper of their peaceful presence that is waiting for you in the stillness. Many also believe that profound sadness is a sign of weak faith. You feel guilty for your tears, thinking a true believer should be filled with only joy for their heavenly reward. This is a cruel and false burden to place upon a grieving heart. Our Lord himself wept at the tomb of his friend Lazarus. Tears are not a sign of weak faith, they are a sign of great love. Your grief is holy. It is the peace you pay for the immense gift of having loved so deeply. Do not be ashamed of it. Do not eat it from God. It is a sacred part of your humanity. Each tear you shed can be a paye if you offer it. Each ash in your heart can be our offering, a testament to a love so strong that it transcends even the boundary of death. Carlo Acutis knew that suffering, when united to Christ's passion, becomes redemptive. Your grief, when offered to God, can become a source of grace for you and for your loved one. So do not fight your sadness. Instead, invite God into it. Say, Lord, this pain is for them. I offer it to you. Transform this sorrow into a paye for their soul and for mine. Your pain does not disqualify you from feeling their presence. In fact, it can be the very thing that makes your heart soft and open enough to finally perceive them in a new way. True faith is not the absence of pain. It is the courage to walk through that pain with the absolute certainty that God and your loved one are walking through it right beside you. Then there is the pressure to be strong for others. You have face, suppress your own sorrow, and partage you are fin. You believe this is our act of love and service. But this is a mistake of the ego. It denies your own humanity and it perv to healing. You cannot receive God's comfort if you are pretending you don't actually need it. True spiritual strength is not found in stoicism. It is found in radical vulnerability before God. It is the courage to fall to your knees and add me, I am broken, please help me. That honest, raw paye is more powerful than 1,000 pleasantries. It shatters the pride that block grace. It opens your heart completely to the healing power of the Holy Spirit. Your loved ones in heaven see this truth perfectly. They are not impressed by your brave face. They are moved by the honest key of your heart, because that is where truth resides. Being vulnerable allows others to minister to you, and it allows God's grace to flow freely. Your authentic grief gives others permission to be authentic in their own pain as well. So let go of the need to appear strong. Your strength comes not from you, but from Christ, and he is made strong in your weakness, not in your pretense of being perfectly okay. Allow yourself to be comforted. Allow yourself to receive. This is not weakness. It is the humility required for any real and true spiritual encounter to finally be able to take place. Your authenticity is a gift. Your sorrow, offered honestly, is a paye. Do not eat what is most human about you from the God who became human precisely for the sake of that pain. Finally, some fear that their loved ones, now in the perfect bliss of heaven, are detached from all earthly struggles, that they are too absorbed in joy to be concerned with us. This could not be further from the truth. In heaven, love is not diminished, it is perfected, and perfected love means perfected charity, a perfect desire for the good of others. They do not love you less now, they love you more perfectly. Their vision is no longer clouded by ego or earthly concern. They see you with God's eyes and love you with God's heart. Their prayer for you now is infinitely powerful. They stand before the throne of God as your personal intercessor, your greatest advocate, your most dedicated spiritual cheerleaders. They see your struggles with perfect clarity and they pray for exactly the grace you need, at exactly the moment you need them, with a purity of intention you cannot yet imagine. This is the truth of the communion of saints. We are one family, one body in Christ. Their victory is our hope, and our struggle is their prayerful concern. We are never separated. So never think you are bothering them with your prayers or your pain. You are not. You are giving them a gift, the opportunity to exercise their perfected love on your behalf before God. Your connection to them is now one of powerful, active intercession. They are working for your salvation more now than they ever could on earth. Trust in their love. It is eternal. So now let us transform this profound truth into a concrete plan, a daily practice to build that sacred page from your heart directly to theirs, turning your belief into a lived experience. This is your 5 minutes of eternity, a small bit powerful commitment each day to open the door of your soul, allowing the peace of heaven to enter your life and transform your sorrow. First, you must prepare the vessel. This means finding a moment of tout silence, just 5 minutes where you will not be interrupted. This is our appointment with heaven, so treat it as one. Turn off your phone, sit comfortably in a quiet place. It doesn't need to be a church. Your own chair can become a holy sanctuary when you invite God's presence into it with intention. This is the consecration of space. You are not just silencing the room, you are silencing the world. You are declaring this small sliver of time to be sacred, set apart for this holy work. Close your eyes. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. With each exhale, consciously release the noise of the day, the worries of your mind, and the tension you are holding inside your body. You are creating our inner stillness. This is the fertile ground where the seed of divine peace can be planted. Without this care, you will not be able to hear the whisper of eternity. Now begins the second step, the prière of purification. This is where you actively ask God to cleanse your spiritual sight. You must speak from the depths of your own authentic heart. You can say these words, or words like them that feel true to you. Lord Jesus, I come before you in me sorrow. I admit that me earthly eyes are blind to the reality of heaven's peace. Wash me perception clean. Remove the film of grief that color everything I see. I want to see not with me eyes of flesh and memory, but with the pure, trusting eyes of me soul. I surrender me need for a physical sign. I let go of me desperate desire to hear a voice or see a face from the past. I choose to trust in the unseen reality of your eternal promise. I release me attachment to their earthly form, the body that has returned to dust, and I now choose to connect with their eternal soul, which is alive and perfected in your light. This act of surrender is the care. You are handing over your grief to the only one who can transform it. You are admitting you cannot do this alone and that you truly need His grace. Feel the meaning of these words. Do not just recite them. This is our honest plea, a moment of profound vulnerability where you lay your broken heart at the foot of the cross for mending. You are emptying your heart of what you are clinging to so tightly, the past, the pain, the question, so that God can finally fill them with the gift of His divine and comforting peace. Now we enter the third and most important step, the state of reception. Having emptied yourself, you must now simply wait in stillness. This is the hardest path for our busy minds. Do not try to do anything. Do not stand to feel or hear. Your only job is to remain open and receptive. Your prière of purification has already saw the signal. Now you must wait. Imagine your heart as a satellite dish. You have now pointed it toward heaven. All you have to do is remain still and allow the signal of their love and God's peace to be received. To help you stay focused, bring to mind a feeling of pure, gentle love, not the pain of loss, but the simple gratitude for the love you were given. Let that feeling fill your heart. This feeling of grateful love is the frequency of heaven. Be focusing on it. You are tuning your soul to their reality. You are aligning your heart with the constant song of their peace. Thoughts will come, worries will intrude. This is normal, do not fight them. Simply acknowledge them without judgment and gently guide your focus back to that feeling of care love. Think of it like this. You are sitting by a clear lake, waiting for the surface to become perfectly still so you can see the reflection of the sky. Each thought is a ripple on it. Your job is not to force the water to be still. It is to stop throwing stone of anxiety and effort into it. Simply see, wait, and allow the stillness to happen naturally on its own. In this silence, you may feel it, a subtle shift, a sense of warmth in your chest, a sudden feeling of calm that was not there before, a care knowing that you are not alone at all. This is it, this is the communication. It is not a loud voice, it is a profound and undeniable peace. It is the embrace of their soul, transmitted through the gas of the Holy Spirit. Do not doubt it, do not analyze it, simply receive it with gratitude. Let this peace soak into every part of your being. This is the living water your thirsty soul has longed for. Hammer in this stat for your 5 minutes, or for as long as you feel called. This is your time of sacred communion. It is a foretaste of the perfect peace of heaven that await you. When you are ready to finish, do not rush back into your day. End with a simple paye of thanks. Thank you, Lord, for this moment of peace. Thank you for the gift of their eternal soul. Help me to carry this peace with me today and to be a sign of your eternal love to everyone I meet. Then, open your eyes slowly, bringing that sacred stillness back with you. Now a word of caution is required here, a préventive négation to protect your journée. This practice is not a magic formula, it is a spiritual discipline. It requiert your patience. Please listen carefully. This is not a transaction where 5 minutes of paye guarantees a mystical experience. That is the ego's demand. This is our act of pure faith, not of proof. Some days you will see for your 5 minutes and feel absolutely nothing. You will feel only your own restlessness, your own sadness, your own doubt. Do not be discouraged by this. On those days, your paye is perhaps even more powerful, because on those days, your act of sitting in the silence is a pure gift of faith to God, offered without any reward for you. You are showing him that you trust in his promise even when your feelings tell you otherwise. This is the faith that moves mountains, the faith that Carlo Acutis lived out every day. Do not judge your session, do not hate them as good or bad. The goal is not to feel a certain way. The goal is to show up, to open your heart, and to surrender the outcome to God. The peace you seek is a grâce, a gift from God. It cannot be forced or manufactured by your own will. Your job is to create the space for the gift to be given when he deems it right. This is a journée of retraining your soul to perceive a reality that has always been there. It is like learning a new langage. It takes time, consistency, and a great deal of patience. So you must commit to this practice without attachment to the results. Your commitment itself is the paye. Your consistency is the proof of your love and your unwavering belief. The final step of this plan is intégration. You cannot leave that peace in your paye cher. You must learn to carry it with you, weaving it into the fabric of your ordinary daily life. Throughout your day, practice recalling that feeling of stillness. Take a single deep breath in a moment of stress and remember the peace of your 5 minutes. Connect with that space. Start looking for your loved one not in the past, but in the present. See their legacy of love in the kindness of a stranger, in a beautiful song, in a moment of unexpected natural joy. They are part of God's love now, and that love is everywhere. When you see our act of goodness, think of them. Say a small paye, that is you. See your love living or in the world. This shift your focus from what you have lost to what you have been given, and what continue to live on. It transforms your grief from a museum of memory into a garden of living legacy. Every time you choose kindness over anger, you are honoring them. Every time you choose to forgive, you are honoring them. Every time you choose faith over fear, your life honors them. Your life becomes the living memorial to their love. Your peace becomes the greatest testament to their eternal life in Christ. You become the sign you were also dispatched to receive. This is the full plan, consecration of space, the paye of purification, the stat of reception, and finally, the daily intégration of that peace into your every waking moment. It is simple, but it is not easy. It requires the gentle discipline of a loving heart, the commitment to show up each day for your 5 minutes, no matter how you are feeling that day. Start today. Do not wait until you feel better or until you have more time. Your healing begins with the very first moment you decide to consacre 5 minutes to this sacred practice. Set our alarm or your phone right now for tomorrow morning. Label it, me 5 minutes of eternity. Make a non-negotiable appointment with God and with the soul of your beloved. This is not another call to add to your list. This is our act of profound self-care for your soul. It is the most important and loving thing you can do for yourself and for them. You are choosing to actively participate in the communion of Saint. You are choosing to live as Carlo Acutis did, with 1 foot on earth and 1 foot already in the reality of heaven. This practice will slowly but surely transform the ash in your soul. The sharp pain of their absence will soften into the gentle, constant, and reassuring warmth of their eternal presence. You will begin to understand that they are not gone. They have simply gone ahead, and they are waiting for you, praying for you, and loving you from a place of perfect, unending peace. This plan give you a way to touch that peace. It give you a way to honor their memory, not with tears of sorrow, but with a life that is lived in the sunlight of eternal hope. It is a path from loneliness to communion. It is a journée from the isolation of grief to the profound and beautiful realization that in Christ, no one we love is ever truly lost to us. So I invite you now to take this plan seriously. Do not just listen to these words. Decide right now in your heart that you will begin this practice and commit to this journée of love. This is how you truly honor them. You honor them by allowing their transition into eternal life to be the catalyst for your own deeper conversion and your own journée into divine peace. Let go of the old way of grieving, the way of the world that leaves you trapped in a cycle of pain and despair. Embrace this new way, the way of the saint, the way of eternal love. Your relationship with them is not over. It is ready to begin anew on a higher, holier, and more intimate level than you ever thought was possible. This plan is your sacred doorway. Take that first step, create that space, say that paye, see in that silence, and trust that God's love and theirs is powerful enough to meet you there and heal your broken heart. This is how they see you, not in your sorrow, but in your sense effort. They see your desire for peace, and that desire is a paye that reaches them like a brilliant head of pure light. They are cheering for you as you begin this. They are praying for you to have the strength and the perseverance to follow this path. You are not undertaking this difficult journée alone. Remember the words of Carlo Acutis, to always be united with Jesus. This is me life program. Let this small practice be part of your program, a way to unite with Jesus and with them. This is not about forgetting. It is about remembering in a new and holier way. It is about allowing love to be what it truly is, eternal, unbreakable, and stronger than death itself. Your peace is waiting for you. It is not far away. It is just on the other side of your own fear, your own doubt, and your own resistance. Let go and let God's cast rush right in. The journée of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Your 5 minutes today is that step. Take it with courage, take it with hope, and most importantly, take it with great love. The love you feel is the proof. It is the undeniable evidence that the connexion is real. Now, you have a practical way to nurture that connexion and allow it to finally bear fruit. The fruit is peace. The fruit is hope. The fruit is the certain confidence that you will one day be reunited with them in a place where there are no more tears and no more God be. Until that day, this practice is your lifeline. It is your daily reminder that love is the ultimate reality. It is your bridge across the way. Walk across it and find your peace. And so, my sacred challenge to you is this. Do not let this be a fleeting moment of comfort. Instead, make it the beginning of a profound and lasting transformation for your own soul. I invite you to commit to this path. For 7 days, just 7, practice your 5 minutes of eternity. make this holy appointment and observe the gentle, miraculous shift in your heart. This is your first two-step, or the path of the saint. It is a décision to no longer be a passive victime of grief, but un active participant in the eternal communion of divine love. If you accept this challenge, go to the command one last time. Write these simple words of commitment. It will begin today. Let your declaration be a witness to your own soul's resolve. This journée, however, is not meant for you alone. The peace you find is a gift that is meant to be shared. There is someone in your life who needs to hear this very message right now. You know who they are. Their name and face are likely already in your heart. They are carrying this same heavy burden of loss, perhaps in silence, feeling completely and utterly alone. Do not let them suffer another day in that isolation. Be our apostle of peace, just as Carlo Acutis was. Be the instrument of God's comfort that they have been praying for so desperately. Send this video to them. It is more than a link. It is a lifeline. It is a clear whisper of hope that can pierce through the loudest roars of their sorrow and their unending grief. Did this message touch your heart today? Was this révélation a source of comfort for your soul? Please let me know in the comment below. I read every single one of your responses. And tell me, from what city or part of the world are you watching? Let us create a global map of Paye, a community of soul united in this search for God's eternal and lasting peace. If you felt this message was valuable, I ask you to share it. Be a channel of God's grace for someone you love. Be the reason someone else finds the path from sorrow to certain hope. Your act of sharing is a true work of mercy. It is a light you pass to another, a candle lay in the darkness of their path, showing them that they are not, and never have been, alone. And please, do not forget to subscribe to this channel for our next révélation. Our journée into the profound wisdom of the saint has only just begun, and there is more peace to find. We are here to uncover these sacred truths together, to find practical spiritual tools that transform our human anxieties into pathways for a much deeper and more authentic life in Christ. I am nom du Nahador, and I want you to remember this always. The peace you so desperately seek is not far away. It is waiting for you in the stillness of your own consecrated heart. It is found in the simple, profound truth that love is the ultimate reality of God's creation, and that no love, once given, is ever truly lost to the darkness or the grave. Ever. May the powerful intercession and the joyful, unwavering faith of blessed Carlo Acutis be with you now. May he guide your heart to the eternal peace that is found only in our Lord. May God bless your 5 minutes of eternity and make them fruitful. May he heal your heart and transform your sorrow into a certain and unbreakable communion with those you love. Go now and live in this truth. Carry this sacred peace with you into your day. You are deeply loved. You are not alone. You are seen by the eyes of heaven with a perfect love. Que a benção de São Carlo Acutis esteja com você. Fique em paz. Amen.